Hey there, Monique Casey here. It's Bell Let's Talk Day, and I usually like to talk. So this is an opportunity for me to come to you. You know, um, when it comes to mental health, people need help, and it's really hard to get it. Like, I know that I've been dismissed, I've been misdiagnosed. In fact, last year I was unable to work for the whole year due to my mental illness being triggered to a whole new level. I had suffered from anxiety and I was diagnosed with ADHD 26 years ago, but last year it was a whole different level of confusing. On August 12th, 2017, so that's 18 months ago, I had a car accident which included a minor traumatic brain injury. And the side effects remained ignored until I asserted myself to get a proper diagnosis, because my ADHD went from high functioning to unable to get dressed, take any kind of action. I had less control over my emotions. My cognitive skills were compromised. I couldn't even read or remember what I just read. I couldn't strategize. I couldn't make a decision. So my doctor decided that I was depressed. I knew that was wrong. I knew I wasn't clinically depressed. He was convinced, though, and he was insistent on medicating me. I don't believe in medication if you don't need it. I believe in medication when you do need it. But it was ridiculous because he wasn't looking at what I was seeing. He wasn't even hearing me. I told him, finally, I remember saying, listen, I don't think I need medication at this time, but you seem very distressed. Perhaps you could take something. It was a ridiculous conversation. I have since received two other opinions, and they both confirmed that I was not depressed. But what he missed was the result of this accident, and what appeared to be a minor head trauma actually triggered full-blown ADHD, where it was almost dormant before the accident. I had a lot of strategies that worked, but suddenly they didn't work anymore. It took other people to come into the picture. My family doctor had no knowledge of this. And even the head trauma people didn't seem to know about it at the trauma center, which really kind of surprised me. So do you find it frustrating how we all say that stigma and mental health is a no-no, but the governments don't seem to put resources to deal with these life-altering issues? I know I have found it very frustrating, and it gives the impression that maybe mental health isn't that important to our government, which it is. So I kind of view the lack of resources as the biggest contributor to mental health stigma. I mean, if you get diagnosed, but you cannot easily get treatment, why would you want that diagnosis? So here's what you need to know. Like, when medical people are dismissive or they're frustrated at the complexity of what you're experiencing, well, it's more a sign that you're talking to the wrong person, that you're actually imagining the symptoms, which a lot of people think they are, or that they shouldn't be talking about them, or worse, that they're not important symptoms. Last year, after losing many months of not being able to just function normally, I let go of my family doctor and I started looking elsewhere. Now, I had to assert myself a lot, but you do need to know that healthcare practitioners care. I mean, they really care. They they just don't have the time or the resources, so we need to be a little proactive, and we need to do that when we're well. So here are I'm going to say what I discovered are my three top tools for recovery in the last year that really helped me. And these will both prevent mental health crisis, or they'll help you navigate through it a little bit better. So the first tip I want to give you is you need to figure out who are your advocates, who are the helpers in your life. So that means who listens to you and who really respects you. I mean, it may be a family member, or maybe family are the last people you want to talk to, and that's fine too. But whoever it is, ask them for permission to call when things are rough. Like, if you know you have a condition, ask them. I remember finding a sponsor in a 12-step group I belonged to like 30 years ago. And I asked this person if she would be my sponsor, but I never ended up even needing to call her outside of my weekly meetings. But just knowing there was someone I could call at 2 a.m. if I needed to, It gave me such a peace of mind. So we need to know who are our helpers. I'm not saying find people who agree with you here. I'm just strongly suggesting that there is someone on that list who'll tell you the bold-faced truth, but you do need to have people on a list. And I invested in myself. Like, I got a therapist. I have a coach, a life coach, and these will help you move faster towards your recovery. And it's a gift we give ourselves, and it gives us more information than we ever could find within our family or our immediate circle of friends. Even me, as a former mental health person, I still needed more than what I had in my personal circle. So this will bring us to tip number 2. Even if you feel really crappy, you have got to exercise. If you want your brain to be happy, so a low sugar, healthy fats, and work till you sweat habits on a regular basis is what you need to do. And I know it's a drag. Yeah, when you're dragging your butt, you don't want to go to the gym, you don't want to work out. I remember I remember this colleague who once said to me, going to the gym is like making love to my husband. I think, yeah, I know I should, but hey, it would be good for my relationship. I'm so tired. I'm not in the mood. And then she says, and then I make love to him. And I realize, hey, this was fun. I feel better than before. And working out to her was just like that. So I love that story. So whatever it takes for you to get to the gym, whatever reward you want to give yourself after you've been to the gym or done a workout, or however you want to do it, make sure you sweat, because your brain loves that. So the third thing is, every single week, you need to find something to do that you're doing that's fun, out of your house, with nice people. Let me tell you why I made this on the list. When I was a crisis interventionist, we could almost predict outcomes based on how well developed someone's social network was. Like, if their only connections was their family, and maybe their family was part of the problem, or they spent all their time talking about illnesses or problems, that just didn't do well for their recovery. Because when they got a little better, they didn't even know who to go bowling with or have a coffee with. So if you are feeling great right now, nurture those warm relationships. And if you're feeling crappy, let them know you could use some company. But you might need to give them some information. Tell them you may have to leave early. It's nothing personal. I just tire easily. But do go out anyway, even if you have to shorten your outings. Be with kind people. Those people, the way they're treating you, you need to treat yourself that way. So find those models of how to treat yourself with compassion and care, and have fun every week with wonderful people. It's just totally worth it. So I hope these tips were helpful. So I covered get advocates, or find the helpers in your life, do some exercising, and have a social life. Spend your time on these, and your sense of well-being will improve, and you'll be in a better position to navigate the more troublesome events in your life. We can all learn from each other, so I do hope you'll share something you found really important for yourself when it comes to improving your own outcomes. And by the way, this is an election year, so going back to what I started with, which is I'm really sick of how few resources. Go out and make some noise this year about prioritizing resources for mental health in your community. And just let people know this has to be at the top of everyone's list. I'd love to know what you think. PM me if you have questions or comments you don't want public, but I do hope you'll engage, and we can keep the conversation going. So happy Bell Let's Talk Day this week, and go make it a great day today, because you deserve it.